Well, Summit Racing was very fast on getting a Holley 4-barrel. Of course, Feather's getting some food here too. New fresh bowl of turkey with cheese and liver or whatever the hell it is. Anyway, so this is 650, yeah, bolt on and go. Pretty much, you know, that's what it was. You know, there's nothing really wrong with the 2-barrel I got on there right now. It's a Demon Barry Grant, but sits a little high with the adapter plate and the Edelbrock Performer manifold. So, extend your warranty today, huh? It comes with the gaskets, one gasket, the air cleaner thing. Let's see what we got here. You know, this is everything I saw, but these guys are fast, man. It was like, I ordered this about, it was I think a little over 48 hours ago when I got it. I already got it, you know, free shipping. So it was 306 because I got the manual choke one. Let's see what we got in here. Well, I can tell you one thing. I was wondering how they had the manual choke on this. I was saying, because my Barry Grant Demon carb has a, I don't know, like a plastic thing bolted to this thing, and that kind of fell apart on me, and I repaired it, and actually repaired it really strong. But this has, I was wondering if I was going to have to take the manual choke off the Barry Grant Demon, which is a Holley 2-barrel, same thing, 500 CFM. But no, you just put the cable in here, clamp it down. That means I don't have to make a bracket or nothing. I was like, good. Ooh, that's great. So I guess it's got, this is the one with the adjustable float that, you don't know if it's got the sight glass. And then a Barry Grant Demon does have a sight glass, but hey, whatever, I don't know. It should be all set up to go, just bolted on. This is freaking cool. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what? I got appointments tomorrow, and I got rain coming down today, which is kind of getting, even though I'm under a carport, you don't have to, part of the hood's getting wet, so I don't really want to work on this car under here. What else? This would be, I guess I could use that for the brake booster, or yeah, that's cool, because it would sit this way. So I just put the hose right on here. I got plenty of hose, so I don't, you know, I was wondering if I needed an adapter. The other one I had to put an adapter on it. I was wondering if I had to get any more parts for this thing. This thing looks is ready to bolt on, no problem. And there's the hose for the brake booster, for the vacuum for the brake booster for your power brakes. That's the mixture screws. You know, the one thing I remember on my my 2-barrel, I don't know if this will turn with these. Yeah, these are the mixture screws on my 2-barrel are so loose that I actually had to put some what do you call it, Gorilla Tape over them so they wouldn't you know, change adjustment. And I think something in there needs to be rebuilt. So, you know, I probably need to rebuild that carburetor, even though I put an accelerator pump and a power valve and it's working fine. There's something with these, on the old carburetor, which is about 15 years old, these mixture screws are so loose that you can actually wobble them, for crying out loud. And they, you know, with vibration of the engine, they can come out, you know, get out of adjustment a little bit. And it looks like they have one vacuum line, extra vacuum line here, which is capped, which that should go to my, I don't know, maybe the oh no, this, let's see what we got here, down here, not this one. Okay, it's got a couple vacuum lines that are tapped. I gotta read the directions, but I think this one right here would be the one for the vacuum advance on a distributor, right here. So, you know, if you ever have to change out your fuel pump, this is what it is right under here. You just take the carb off, and you got these 4 screws, because I changed it out in the other one, and that's your fuel pump. And you should have a power valve that's in both sides, one on this side and one on the other side. But the newer Holleys got pretty good. They got good blowout protection on the power valves. They used to have. They used to blow out pretty damn easy. I did blow out the power valve on a Demon 2-barrel Holley, but that was because I had a massive backfire one time when I was trying to start it with a bunch of starting fluid. And it was 15 years old, and it's only a part that runs you, I don't know, $6 or something, so I have an extra one. So this looks damn good. I'm actually glad I got this. I could probably put the 1/2-inch spacer on here, no problem. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to use 2 gaskets instead. And when I put the 2 gaskets, I'm going to use that high-tech Permatex sealant, part number 080065. That it's like a red tacky stuff that doesn't. It's very good for sealing carburetors and intake manifolds and stuff where gasoline is. And I think with 2 gaskets, it'll give me enough protection from the fuel boiling. Plus, you know, the manifold itself being a little higher and made out of aluminum, it's probably going to dissipate heat away from this faster anyway, so I don't think I'm going to have a problem with. I think the main problem I had with, I don't think I'm going to have a problem with vapor lock. I think the main problem I had with vapor lock was not due to the carburetor, was due to the fuel pump. And I did find a place that sells an 1/8-inch phenolic resin spacer for the fuel pump, but it could lower your fuel pressure by 2 pounds. But I think if I put that in, I have to put that in. I'm going to put it in without gaskets and use that gasket cement called the Right Stuff from Permatex, which is even stronger than RTV. And just put the phenolic resin spacer in there, because that might only be about a little more than a 1/16 of an inch thicker than a gasket, without the gaskets, in other words, just using the Right Stuff Permatex stuff. And I don't think it would lower the fuel pressure 2 pounds then. It might lower it 1 pound. And that's plenty, because there's actually, with this carb, you really need to run a fuel pressure regulator anyway, because your manual fuel pumps, they're not regulated. They put out about 9-10 pounds. And you really want to be running like, 4 to 6 or something like that. With a 2-barrel, like 4 or 5, no more than 5. This maybe no more than 6. And yes, I can work on cars fast if I want to, but I just wasn't in a hurry to do this because of the rain. And it's better to take your time. By the way, I always like taking, this Cuda's Garage Cup out here. It's a little bit inspirational. And I put some, Dr. Willard water in there. And take the vitamin C. The Dr. Willard water helps the absorption of nutrients faster. So, that's a good thing, because you want to stay healthy when you're working on cars, man. And here's my 9/16 for the distributor bulb, which I put it in 180 out, believe it or not. I thought that thing pointed to the front. But anyway. This thing, I talk about the knives a lot, but I always get these cheap knives, because I work on the cars a lot with these knives, and a lot of times, the gasket material, like I'll take the gasket material off, which would be a little piece in a corner I didn't quite get. I just use this as a scraper. That's why I use these cheap knives, because then to sharpen them, I just put them through a pull-through knife sharpener. I don't use the Arkansas stone and all that garbage. And this is a cheap knife, but it's a knife that, if I clean up my battery or something, I just use it for that. But the things I got on here, it's really Damn thing's all set to go, man. I mean, you know, how much, I don't have much work to do on this, but it probably won't be done for a while. I got, on the other carburetor, I got the fuel pressure regulator, and I got this is the new fuel line, and I can adapt, you know, number one actually should be around at 530 position. I'm going to change that. I want to get it exactly right, although you can actually kind of put it in every position you want, but the fuel pressure regulator is on the other carburetor, and you want to really run that with any carburetor, because the manual fuel pump will put out a little more, like they can tolerate it, but it'll put out a little more pressure than is desirable. I mean, it's a little nitpicky shit. I mean, I actually have one on my, right here, see? That's the Demon right here. And this one, I like this carb. It's really a Holley. But you see how the choke is different? This thing was problematic till I filled it up with epoxy and washers and stuff like that, the plastic thing. Because now it's really strong. But I guess I don't need that, which means I don't need to have to put the damn bracket in there too. That's another damn thing. That thing's gonna be all good to go. The K&N filter will fit right on there. I like this carb though because of the sight glass. You can see exactly what's going on with the flow. So I had to add this to the other carb, the old when I got this Demon before. So that this one, you just put the hose on there, man. And this is the regulator. You can see you can set it up to 5 pounds. So I got it set at 4.5. I might set it at, press it down, set it at 5. That's all you need. You really want to run a regulator with, I mean, it's just a stock car. I mean, it's not special, man. But I kind of love doing this shit. I think that's partly why I take my time on it. I savor the fun. And yeah, by the way, the little kittens were laying up here last night. It was kind of strange. And you're going to see a clip of them at the end of this with Mama Cat feeding them over there. She was right over there. So anyway, I think they're hiding under the car right now. So anyway, but Summit Racing's very quick. I mean, when they sent this manifold. This manifold came from California. I was thinking it was going to take like 10 days or something. It was like 2 days shipping, free shipping, because you spend a certain amount of money. And you know, I painted everything up really good and stuff, the pulleys and all this shit, you know. So, you know, nitpicky crap. And what's going to happen with this car after this? The next thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to put the clutch in it. I'm going to put the rear springs in it next. They're pretty easy to do. And after that, we're going to get a zoom clutch, pressure plate, flywheel. I already have. I'll walk out here in the pouring rain. Actually, as a matter of fact, I just coated these supports, steel supports, truck bed lining. Got them just in time. I got my transmission jack right here. Because that Saginaw transmission, being out of cast iron, it's pretty heavy. So we're going to be putting the clutch in after I do the springs. And actually then, I'm just going to do some cosmetic stuff. Car is pretty rust-free except for a couple spots back there. You know, I knocked out, put new metal in all the other parts. So, and it's got a lot of new parts on it. And just like I said, I take my time because I kind of savor the moment too, you know. But we got this kind of weather slowing me down too. And plus, YouTube's not the only thing I do. Trust me, I'm doing a lot of other stuff too. Well, there's the 3 kittens. Today is Thursday, June 27th. So, well, good to go. There's the Boots 2, Paws, and Onyx with Mama Feather. See your big feather tail. See that? You're doing good. So, getting ready to, I just gave her food, but I cleaned out her bowl. I'm going to give her a new fresh bowl after she's done there. So, anyway. Keep prepping, man. Anyway, I'm just going to make that message too.